I'm Lucy with Rossmönster Vans, and this is the latest Sprinter 144 to leave the shop. Exterior highlights of this rig, starting all the way in the front, are going to include two LP6 Baja Designs driving lights. All the way up top, we're going to have the RRE Global Pop top, which is going to allow this vehicle to sleep 2 additional passengers. We have the Fiamma F45 awning down the length of the vehicle. We have bug screens at the sliding door and at the rear door. We have upgraded wheels and tires, so we're going to have an Vans wheel with a KO2 tire. We also have an Evictus suspension on this, suspension upgrade on this vehicle, so that's going to give it about a 3-inch lift and just a vastly superior driving and riding experience. Down the side of the vehicle here, we have Aluminess touring style tread plate Nerf bars. And then all the way in the rear, we're going to have the Vans tire carrier. As we step into the vehicle here, you'll notice that we have a flip down outdoor happy hour table. So this is going to be painted to match the rest of our cabinetry that you'll see once we step inside. Design highlights inside this vehicle, starting all the way up top, are going to include a pine tongue and groove ceiling that's going to be stained walnut so that it matches our countertops. As we move down from there, our walls are going to be upholstered in Duramax gray mix. We have 5-panel door painted cabinetry for our uppers and our lowers. Our countertops are going to be a walnut butcher block, and then we have the 20-inch flip-up countertop extension there, and then our floor is going to be oak. When it comes to the layout, we have a secondary riding bench seat here that will also turn into a bed. We have our galley that's going to be dispersed on the passenger and driver side. We have our fixed bed in the rear. A hard partition is going to separate us from our garage, which is going to house our plumbing and power systems. And then all the way up top here, we have the entrance to the RRE Global Pop top, and we can use this ladder in order to get up there. So I'm going to start this tour in the front and we'll work our way back. Starting in the front, we have a Wilderness Vans Broad Arrow bus seat here. So this will have the 3-point retractable seat belts, and we also have a Limitless Vans swivel base, so that this whole seat can be turned to face the front so the riders can be facing the proper way while driving. It's also going to fold into another bed when needed, when you also fold or swivel around the captain's chair. Moving rearward, we have our galley. So we have a walnut butcher block countertop with that 20-inch flip-up countertop extension. We have a 15x20 Rivati workstation sink with a cutting board insert. Underneath that, we're going to have a 7-gallon removable gray water tank. All of our doors are going to have push-button latches, so those will secure the doors as they're closed so that everything stays where it needs to be while we're in transit. We have a 4.6 cubic foot isotherm fridge with a small freezer up top, a true induction single burner cooktop, and then behind me we just have a little bit more countertop space and a nice drawer bank here that is going to get larger as we go down. Lastly, we're just going to have uppers in this entire area. So all of these, again, are going to have RV latches so that they stay closed while in transit. All the way in the rear of the van, we have our fixed bed. So this bed is going to have bump outs on either side that'll get it a little bit more width. So that should be a little bit more comfortable for sleeping. At the head of the bed, we're going to have these reading lights, and we're also going to have half slide windows at either side so you can get some nice cross breeze while in bed. When it comes to ventilation, we're also going to have a C.R. Lawrence T-vent window here at the secondary passenger area, and then we have a Maxxair fan all the way up top. When it comes to heating in this vehicle, we're going to have an AquaHot hydronic heat and hot water system, so that will service our indoor sink and our outdoor shower, as well as pull hot air in here during the winter months so that it's 4-season capable. Closing out this area, we have our lighting. So we have dimmable LED lights down the center of the vehicle. We have our over cabinet lights. We have under cabinet lights. And then again, we have those reading lights and a separate zone for this garage, which is going to be separated by a hard partition, which is always nice because you don't have to worry about things sliding down the aisle while in transit, or if you have stinky shoes or muddy gear, that's a great place to keep it out of sight, out of mind. Lastly, we have our RRE Global Pop top up here. This is also going to have its own lighting zone, and it also has 3 windows, so it's a great place to sleep 2 additional passengers. You have some airflow, you have a nice view up there, so it really doesn't feel like you're having to settle for lesser than the fixed bed in the rear here. In the rear of the vehicle, we have our garage storage. So as I mentioned, we're going to have our separate lighting zone back here. So that's great for loading and unloading at night. We have our hookup for our outdoor shower. And again, that's going to be serviced by our AquaHot. So you'll have hot water back here. Starting on the driver's side, we have our power systems. So in here we have 400 amp hours of lithium iron phosphate battery bank. We have a 3,000 watt inverter, and we have 200 watts of solar coming in through the top. Moving over to the passenger side, we have our plumbing cabinet. So this is going to house our 30-gallon freshwater tank, and it's also going to just have the rest of the plumbing systems as well as our AquaHot. That wraps up this van. Again, I'm Lucy with Rossmönster. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a tour, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.